Welcome back to another video. This is the Gundam AGE-3 Normal from 2012. And I have been sleeping on this kit for a very long time because I was never really into the Gundam AGE designs at all. The only other AGE Gundam that I have is the Gundam AGE-2 Magnum, which I will do a comparison with later. This is the second AGE Gundam that I've ever built. This is the AGE-3 Normal, as it says right here. And after building this, I might change my mind and might pick up the AGE-2 and AGE-1 Normal if I see them. However, that is not saying that this kit is great. This does have some issues that I will mention throughout the video, I suppose. But yeah, so that's a little background to why I don't really build these. But getting into the aesthetics or the appearance of this Gundam, it's a very nice Gundam. I wasn't really sure what I was thinking when I got into this because I wasn't really a fan of the AGE Gundam, so I was like not sure how I would feel about building this, but I still got it anyways, and I do not regret it. It's nice to have as part of the collection, but because it has a lot of smooth lines, it gives that kind of nostalgic feel. In my opinion, like from Build Divers, kind of. That's kind of what it feels like to me, at least. But, yeah, so you do have your standard red, white, blue, and yellow on your Gundam. And I will say, this has a pretty heroic build. It has that nice large chest with flared out shoulders, the thin waist, and the thick legs. The thick legs are one part of this that I think makes it interesting. But other than that, I'm not really sure where I was going with that, but yeah, so yeah, for the stickers, this is pre-translated, so this is all in Japanese and not English. So for what I know, the eye sticker, there is the eye sticker for the eyes. The two that are underneath it that are together, that is for the front and rear head camera. This one was kind of hard to put on though, because it's down in there, so it was kind of hard to get to. The one right here in the middle, that is for the sticker in the chest. The sticker up here is for the sight on the rifle or cannon. I'm not sure what this is called. But, the two large black ones are for the back of the thrusters on this flight unit, as well as these two small ones that are on the front of these thruster units. It also has these white stickers, which are for the left and right side of the cockpit. Now, there's these stickers that I haven't used. There's 4 of them. I have no clue where those go. So if anyone knows, please let me know in the comments, because I really don't know where these go. So there's that. Now moving on to the articulation, and I guess I'll just pop that off for now. So you have your standard polycap build. You have your double jointed neck, which is a ball joint on the bottom, ball joint up top, which it can look up that far, it can look down that far, It can do a full 360-degree rotation. There is a ball joint in the torso right here, which can rock side to side slightly. And then you have a few swivels inside of the little bits of the chest going into the arms. So it can rotate up that far. And you do have that butterfly joint that goes back and forth like so. For the arm itself, you have your shoulder, which can do a full 360-degree rotation. You have these wings that are out here. The bottom wing can go down that far, about 90 degrees from the shoulder. From the shoulder, it can go up about that far, so not too much, but that does give decent range though. As for this one, this is as far as it can go down, and this is as far as it can go upwards, so about pretty much 90 degrees on both sides. You also have your 360-degree rotation at the bicep. You have your double jointed elbow bend. You have a joint here and a joint here. You also have your standard ball joint wrist. You have a swivel for this arm guard piece, which can do a full 360. And then the arm itself can go up that far, so about 90 degrees, unfortunately, but it's still decently ranged. And that's it for the upper body. Now for the lower body, this is one of the issues that I want to mention. There's actually two issues with the waist. So I feel like the legs might be a bit too heavy. So if you were to hold the upper half and just wiggle, it didn't take very long for the ball joint to just pop right out. So there's that. That is an issue. So now for the other issue is the front skirts. These front skirts should not be cut. Do not cut these front skirts apart, because these are very loose now and can easily just pop out. So I do not recommend cutting those in half. But if you did cut those in half, this is as far as you'll get going upwards. And that will just happen. The side skirts can go, hold on, let me just, okay. The side skirts can go up that far, and the rear skirts can move out that far. It can rock that much. These are thruster units as well, so. Sorry, I've been having throat issues lately. So, I'm just going to remove the top half for the rest of this segment. So, for the kick going upwards, you do have about that much going upwards, about 90 degrees. Forward kick and backwards kick is about that much because the thrusters get in the way. You can do the splits like so. The side skirts do a good job at getting out of the way. You do have your swivel, that rocking swivel, but it's kind of hard to get to. It's like a standard swivel that a lot of Gunpla has. A lot of Gunpla. Yeah, these front skirts are a pain. I really do not recommend cutting those. Actually, I might as well leave them off for the rest of this video because I don't want those falling off. So you do have a full 360-degree rotation at the thigh. Just full 360 degrees. You have your double jointed knee bend. You have a joint there and a joint here. You also have this very loose knee armor that kind of just wiggles around and flaps everywhere. In the ankle, you have the ankle armor, which has a little swivel right there. And your ball joint, like your ankle, is a swivel. It's a swivel up top that goes into a ball joint going down into the foot. So you do have quite a bit of. You also have back and forth rotation. You also have a downwards foot bend as well. So going forward, a forward lean, you can get about that much, and going backwards is about that much. Going outwards, that's actually pretty good. That's decent. And going inwards is about the same as well. So that is those are the legs. Now moving on to the accessories. So we do have the fly unit, little fly unit. It has a ball joint attachment for the thrusters, and it has this little fin bit that can swivel. It can do a full 360 swivel, but the thruster would get in the way of that. And that is pretty much the thrusters. To attach this, you can move these upwards. Make sure this peg is exposed. That peg will slot into that poly cap on the backpack. And that is the backpack attached on. I will say I don't really like the fact that you can only have it angled outwards and not angle it down, because the thrusters would just get in the way of that. So basically, this is what that looks like pretty much all the time. So there's that. There is a piece for covering up the there's a piece for covering up the hole on the bottom for the stand. It's very small. And then you have this, which is, goodness, this is the basically a parts formation. This is a part for the parts formation that this Gundam does have. So yes, this is a parts former. Goodness. The rifle fell, or the cannon. This is the main weapon. It has a swiveling handle like so. You can just pull out the handle like that. I can go out pretty far. There's a swivel here. Basically, you can have this closed. You fold up the handle and fold this down like that. That is basically the stored version of the rifle or cannon. And then you can just pull that back out. Pull out the handle. And this goes into the hand, like sliding it in. And then you want to just angle the rest of the arm swivel bits to just go around the arm like so. So that's what that looks like when this is attached. And last but not least, for the accessories, we do have a pair of beam sabers. These just slide right into the hand, like so. Just like that. Pretty simple. And for storage, you just pull the beam effect off. You go back to the arms. You swivel this out. And this is where it stores. You just slide in the beam saber like so. I will say this is kind of hard to get out again, because you would have to go, you need to go from this inner side and pull it out that way, because you cannot reach the handle any other way. So that is staying for the rest of the video because I don't want to pull that out. Now, for the transformation gimmick, you would want to remove all of the accessories. You want to pull the arms off, pull the backpack off, and grab at the chest, grab here, and grab the yellow bit on the back, and pull that out, and you're going to be left with this. This is useless, basically. So yeah, you want to get rid of this. Take this. This is the extra part forming bit. And what you want to do now is take the head, rotate this down, take the flight unit, straighten out those, and fold up the sides of the these little wing bits, these fins. And then you want to just peg the peg that into that slot right here. Basically, you want to put your finger underneath and fold out that panel. Now slide in the head just like so. Close it, and that is that. Next, we have the arms. You want to attach, you want to put the core part into this. You want to make sure that the core part is like this. You want to attach the arms on, straighten out the side bits here, and for the legs, you want to make sure he is sitting. Make sure you bend at this part of the knee, but you want to make sure he is sitting, basically. Straighten out that. I'm not going to attach the front skirts, but the front skirts are supposed to be on. And then you just fold up the knee, but they just flap. Well, actually, these are meant to be on. So it looks like the knee kind of connects with that little bit on the front skirt. So that's what it's supposed to look like. So there's that. Yeah, the front skirts are a pain. I'm just going to leave that off. But yeah, so it's supposed to fold up like so. You want to straighten out the feet, like so. And now there's two slots right here and a ball joint. That is going to go where this is. So there's two slots here and a peg for the ball joint, and that just slides on like so. Now this doesn't secure it at all. The front half can actually still separate from the bottom half, unfortunately. And the arms are supposed to be folded. You're supposed to also rotate the hands this way, going down like so, and then fold up the arms like that. And is this it? Well, you want to take the rifle, rotate the handle all the way up, close it down, and then attach that back on to the top like so. And apparently this is all that there is. This is the entire transformation. This flight unit is separate. So this is the transformation, which looks honestly really horrible. This is literally just a Gundam sitting down with its arms folded up, but that's pretty much what you get with a lot of transforming Gundams these, well, not these days. These days are actually a lot better, but yeah. So that's the transformed version of the AGE-3 normal. And now I will get this back into the robot form. So it pretty much is just a Gundam sitting down, unfortunately. Out of all of, well, no, I don't think, the AGE-1, I believe, does not have a transforming gimmick. So there is that. The one that does have the better transforming gimmick is definitely the AGE-2, not the AGE-3. I'm not sure why they even downgraded the transformation gimmick. The AGE-2, in my opinion, was honestly perfect, but they came out with an AGE-3, which is very interesting. Again, you want to fold up these, pull that out, unpeg the chest unit from the back of the... That's actually strong. I can't pull that out. There we go. Rotate that back up, set that down. Yeah, there are pegs, these two little pegs right here. Those are what slides in to the chest right here. And just like so. And for the backpack, you just want to fold that up. Put these back like so. Put that back on the peg. And you are set. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this in a... You know what? I'll put this in a pose at the end of the video. Honestly, when I found out that this had a transformation, I knew that this video was going to be longer than I wanted it to be. I tried to hurry a little bit, but I'm not really a whole lot, like, I haven't messed with this too much to know what all of the issues were, so there is that. So there is the AGE-3 back in robot mode. And time for the comparisons. So the first comparison is the RX-78-2, of course. So the AGE-3 is a bit taller, which is decent, above average height. Next, we have the high-grade narrative Gundam C-Pack, which is a little bit shorter. I guess I can fold these up to make them closer. They're a little bit, yeah, he's a bit shorter, about shoulder height for the narrative, So there's that. And for the final comparison, we have the AGE-2 Magnum, which I would much rather prefer in my opinion. They both look good together, but there is that. I actually might pick up the AGE-2 normal if I see one, just to compare it with this one. I haven't done a video on this, but if I do get the AGE-2 normal, I'll do a video on that, and I basically won't do a video on this one, unless that's what you guys want to see. But there is that. I don't know why I moved that away. Now, this kit does come with a stand of its own, which is great because I would have probably forgotten the other stand. So there's a attachment here that kind of rotates, but it has a small like peg thing that I feel like could wear out over time because it's plastic. 360-degree base rotation. I believe it's supposed to look like this. but I have it turned this way just because I think it looks a lot better that way. Now there is a rotation up here, but the gears, as you can see, the gear teeth are very large, so I don't think you cannot really rotate these. You would have to pull that part out and then set it to whatever you want. But yeah. So that is pretty much everything for the AGE-3 normal. Oh, by the way, this cannon can actually store like this just on the rear. So if you do have it like standing, this could basically act as a third leg. So you could have it in a tripod stance, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so do I recommend this? Yes, but it has its issues that you should definitely keep an eye out for. As I mentioned throughout the video, most of the issues that I found were mostly in the waist. The Gundam itself, that polycap ball joint cannot support the bottom weight of the legs, and it will just fall out. The polycap overall in the waist right here is just weak. It's already separating. And the front skirts is the other problem. But it's not too big of an issue. I just don't recommend you cut it. If you cut it, it will become loose. And you will have an issue with that. And yeah, so there is that. The AGE-3 normal. That is pretty much all for this video. Again, I'm sorry for this video being a bit long, and also my throat issues. So if you did enjoy this video and this review, please leave a like and subscribe. It will be greatly appreciated, and I will do more reviews in the future. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.